What does it take for a building to become a symbol of a city, a nation, and even the world? The original World Trade Center's Twin Towers rose from the heart of Lower Manhattan to stand as giants of commerce, ambition, and modern engineering. From their groundbreaking in the 1960s to their tragic destruction in 2001, these towers told a story of innovation, resilience, and the complex forces shaping global history. Today, we explore the rise, life, and lasting legacy of the Twin Towers, a story that continues to resonate far beyond New York City. The vision of the World Trade Center began in the post-World War II era, a time when New York City was rapidly evolving into a global financial hub. The idea for a massive office complex in Lower Manhattan was born from a desire to revitalize the area, which was seen as outdated compared to Midtown Manhattan's flourishing business district. David Rockefeller, a powerful banker and philanthropist, was instrumental in championing the project to stimulate urban renewal and economic growth. His brother, Nelson Rockefeller, then governor of New York, supported legislation that paved the way for construction. The Port Authority of New York and New Jersey took charge of the project, envisioning a complex that would symbolize America's economic power during the Cold War era. The architect Minoru Yamasaki was selected to design the complex, bringing a modernist vision that balanced aesthetics with innovative engineering. Construction began in 1966, a massive undertaking involving thousands of workers and state-of-the-art technology. The project included 7 buildings, but the centerpiece was the Twin Towers, one World Trade Center, known as the North Tower, and 2 World Trade Center, the South Tower. When completed in 1973, the Twin Towers were architectural marvels. Standing 1,368 feet, 417 meters, and 1,062 feet, 415 meters tall, they were the tallest buildings in the world at the time, and remained the tallest twin skyscrapers until 1996. Their unique tube frame design allowed for open floor plans and made them resilient against wind forces, a revolutionary concept pioneered by structural engineer Leslie Robertson. The complex contained 13.4 million square feet of office space, enough to house around 130,000 people. On a typical weekday, about 50,000 workers filled the buildings, with an additional 140,000 visitors passing through the complex. The towers also featured the famous windows on the World Restaurant atop the North Tower, offering panoramic views of New York City, and an observation deck on the South Tower that attracted tourists from around the globe. Despite initial criticism from some New Yorkers and architects who found their designs stark or imposing, the Twin Towers quickly became icons of the city's skyline. They appeared in hundreds of films, television shows, and photographs, symbolizing not just New York, but America's economic strength and global connectivity. They were even the stage for Philippe Petit's daring tightrope walk between the towers in 1974, a feat that captured the world's imagination. However, the World Trade Center was not just a symbol of prosperity, it was also a target. In 1993, a truck bomb exploded in the underground parking garage, killing 6 people and injuring over 1,000. This attack highlighted vulnerabilities in security and foreshadowed more devastating threats to come. The complex endured other incidents, including a major fire in 1975 and a bank robbery in 1998, but none prepared the world for the events of September 11, 2001. On that clear Tuesday morning, 19 terrorists affiliated with Al-Qaeda hijacked 4 commercial airplanes. 2 of those jets, American Airlines Flight 11 and United Airlines Flight 175, were deliberately crashed into the North and South Towers. At 8:46 a.m., Flight 11 slammed into the North Tower between the 93rd and 99th floors. 17 minutes later, at 9:03 a.m., Flight 175 struck the South Tower between floors 77 and 85. The planes were Boeing 767s, each carrying thousands of gallons of jet fuel, which ignited massive fires that weakened the building's steel structures. At the time of the attacks, an estimated 17,400 people were inside the towers. The damage to stairwells and elevator shafts made evacuation difficult, especially in the North Tower, where all escape routes above the impact were destroyed. Tragically, 1,344 people were trapped above the crash site in the North Tower. Despite heroic efforts by firefighters, police officers, and ordinary citizens, the South Tower collapsed first at 9:59 a.m. after burning for 56 minutes. The North Tower followed at 10:28 a.m., collapsing after 102 minutes of fire and structural failure. The collapse was catastrophic, sending debris flying and sparking fires in surrounding buildings. 7 World Trade Center, which was damaged by debris and fire, collapsed later that day at 5:21 p.m. The Marriott Hotel located within the complex was completely destroyed during the tower's fall. The destruction affected 10 other large buildings in the area, causing widespread damage to Lower Manhattan's infrastructure. The human toll was staggering. In total, 2,606 people inside and around the towers lost their lives, along with 147 passengers and crew on the 2 airplanes. Among the victims were 343 firefighters, 71 law enforcement officers, and numerous office workers from companies like Cantor Fitzgerald, Marsh & McLennan, and Aon Corporation. Only 20 people were rescued alive from above the impact zones, illustrating the extreme peril faced by those trapped. Recovery efforts continued for months, with crews working tirelessly to clear debris, recover remains, and begin healing a shattered city. The cleanup took 8 months, culminating in May 2002 with the removal of the last steel beam, a moment marked by solemn ceremony. The site was renamed Ground Zero, a place of mourning, remembrance, and resilience. Rebuilding the World Trade Center became a priority for New York and the nation. The Lower Manhattan Development Corporation was formed to oversee the process, holding design competitions to create a master plan that honored those lost while revitalizing the area. Construction began on new buildings, starting with 7 World Trade Center, which opened in 2006. The National September 11th Memorial and Museum was unveiled on the 10th anniversary of the attacks in 2011 and opened fully in 2014. The centerpiece of the new complex is 1 World Trade Center, completed in 2013 and officially opened in 2014. Standing 1,776 feet tall, symbolic of the year of American independence, it is the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere. Other buildings, including 3WTC and 4WTC, have also opened, with plans continuing for additional towers. The new complex blends memorial, commercial, and public spaces, representing a city that honors its past while looking toward the future. The Twin Towers were more than just buildings. They were symbols of globalization, economic strength, and the human spirit's capacity for hope and renewal. Their destruction was a profound loss felt worldwide, but their legacy endures through remembrance, rebuilding, and the stories told by survivors and heroes. Today, the memory of the Twin Towers inspires ongoing conversations about security, urban resilience, and the power of architecture to shape identity. The World Trade Center's story is a reminder of both vulnerability and strength in the face of adversity. From the ambition of their creation to the tragedy of their fall, the Twin Towers remain etched in history as powerful emblems of a city and a nation that continue to rise. Their story is one of dreams built sky high, lives intertwined with steel and glass, and a spirit that refuses to be broken. In the end, the Twin Towers remind us that even amidst loss, hope endures, reaching upward like the towers themselves, forever part of the skyline of memory and resilience.